Good afternoon, performance analysis people. So it's that time of year where we're coming towards your second assessment point. So I thought it was a good idea for me to post some feedback type feed-forwardy assessment advice. So it is a 7-minute presentation. You have to submit your online slides or Prezi or whatever you're choosing to use for this on the 6th of December. The presentations will be in the final week of the module, week 12. And then we can all go and celebrate and feel Christmassy. So you have 7 slides and your task is to choose a sport of your choice and analyse an athlete or team's performance using methods identified in the module. Presentation should include coaching theory and sport-specific technical or tactical literature to identify strengths and weaknesses in performance using appropriate presentation modes, e.g. statistical analysis or technique analysis. The presentation should describe your aims, methods, results, and consequent ideas for performance improvement for the coach. You've got a maximum of 7 slides, and one of those is academic references, so you've got 6 slides left. So what are my thoughts about this? Well, first and foremost, keep the text to a minimum and make sure you engage your audience with excellent presentation skills. So be confident, be relaxed, make sure you give us the messages that you want us to understand. If you're going to use references, then multiple citations on your slides instead of direct quotes are going to help you to save time, energy, and that gives you an opportunity to talk around the subject, not just specifically quoting literature at us. So here's how I would do it. The first section of your presentation could be your aims, and this should be based in coaching and sport-specific literature. So for example, you might discuss that we need performance analysis because of the need for augmented feedback within the coaching process. For example, knowledge of results and knowledge and performance. That can give us a nice little foundation for how you're going to conduct your little study, because it will be one of those two. If you're going to do some technique analysis, very much knowledge of performance. If it's going to be games-based stuff, it might be knowledge of results, in fact, or a bit of both. So it might be our performance in achieving certain outcomes that we're attempting to do. For example, if you're trying to press and win the ball in a certain area of the pitch, that will have an element of results and performance involved in it. So that will help you to justify why did you choose to look at what you're going to choose to look at. That will then nicely give you a foundation to move into your method section of a presentation, which is again justified by literature. So this might be by previous studies that have looked into similar things in your sport, and it might also be by performance analysis texts that show you different systems and different ways of doing that performance analysis. So your methods is, what did you do and why did you do it that way? Did you use hand notation? What did you study? Did you video stuff and then clip it? Did you want to show people how their performance is working within certain environments and therefore freeze frame and model it against the expert model of performance? Did you do some phase analysis? If so, what did that look like and what are you trying to achieve with that? Again, make sure that's underpinned by lots of literature and previous studies. Next section I would move on to is the results. What did you discover? Okay. What did you find out? Did it support what you were looking for, or did you find that there were holes or gaps or things that you need to work on? And consider how you show this. So you might show us a diagram of your technical analysis against a perfect model. And you might show us the breakdown of phases. You might show us how you've identified gaps or issues within that particular technique. If you're doing games-based analysis, I would expect you to be showing us your tables of results or your criteria for success, whatever that might be, your system, I don't know. But you need to show us the results in a way that is going to be useful for a coach. Okay. Final slide then is the outcome slide, which is what does this mean for the coach and athlete? So based on everything that you found out, based on the methods you used and the aims that you chose in the first place, what have we now discovered that we're going to make an intervention with as a coach? And what kind of intervention might we make? So if we're conceding possession in a certain type of place on the pitch, what are we going to do? Is that a tactical issue or is that a training issue? How are you going to adjust that? If you work out that there's a particular technique issue with one of your athletes doing a particular skill, how are we going to address that technical issue? What would you do in practice moving forward? Once you've done all of that, that should be easily your 7 minutes, and we should have a nice overview of how you have inputted and made use of performance analysis in a real world sporting context. I hope that's helpful. Any other questions, as always,